Hello. We should be live.
We live?
Should be live.
What up?
Live right now with Chef. Come say hi. Takes a little while for it to pop up over here.
Yeah.
Load. What's up, FOMO?
Here we FOMO go. In the house.
Send.
Shug.
The fuck?
Thrifty!
What's up, Thrifty? They're
what
together. How's it going? Hopefully you can hear us all right. We're sharing a microphone. Should be all right. So yeah, tonight we're going to be chilling. We're going to talk about Chicago because we both had very different experiences.
Yeah.
Chef was there to source. I was there to sell. So we got two sides of the similar coin. And we're going to discuss our time with Chicago.
Yes.
And then obviously, you know, some of the other things we did in Chicago. Chef, you got there on Wednesday, early.
Wednesday.
With everybody. So you got to go into downtown and hang out and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I got there later, Friday. So I didn't get to experience all of that, but I used to live in Chicago. So I probably saw, cool. I never did the boat tour thing that you guys did. But what do you think of Chicago?
Chicago as a city is beautiful. I love Chicago. As far as a trip, I think I was there a little too long. So I think I might shorten the trip next time. But if I had to rank the Collecticons that I went to this year,
1 second.
Honestly, there you go. I think it
looks like it's
what?
Is it okay? It's delayed now. What the hell?
I can't handle 2 grails in one room.
I don't know why I don't think the video should be having any issues for any reason. It's better. Good now?
Are we good? We good?
Should be good. Took a while to start. Is that are we all right?
We better? We good? We
all
good?
Right. Grammar says looking good. So
all right, perfect.
Continue. What do you think of Chicago?
So yeah, so if I had to rate all, so I was supposed to go to 4. I didn't go to Virginia. So then I went to Jersey, Charlotte, and Chicago. All 3 were good. However, if I had to rank them, Chicago is my least favorite, and that's probably a hot take. But I had the most fun in Jersey. Yeah, I know. I had the most fun in Jersey, Beerski Palooza. That was awesome. And then in Charlotte, it was like the Gen Con / Charlotte / Cooking Wonders, all that going on. And then Chicago. So I had a lot going on in Jersey, a lot going on in Charlotte, and then Chicago, I was there, and it was just so spread out. So if for the people who came in on like Friday and was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then kind of left, that was like the sweet spot. If like people that was there longer, I think there was some points where it was like dragged out, like we didn't know what to do. We were just like chilling. So
okay.
So a
little bit of restlessness in between like things that you were doing.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So obviously you went to the show to source. So what and that's the first time that you've gone to a show to source, right?
Yeah, like specifically to source. Yes.
So what was your experience there? Were you like keeping certain things in mind? I know you have a lot of like your core audience, you know what they like, you know what they want. So did you have that in mind going around sourcing, or was it more like you were just looking for cool stuff at good prices, or was it
it was a little bit of both. So there's like regulars in the live stream, and the whole time I was trying to keep them in mind because they'll ask for specific cards or specific Pokemon. So I was trying to find stuff that we haven't seen on the other live streams or my live stream that I can get for them or source for them. And then I was looking for like just cool stuff that you just don't see often. I know I was trying to buy like all the staff cards, the staff promo cards, any staff card I could find. I was trying to do that, and just different, cool arts of like, I don't know, Pokemon that we all like, everything. But it was pretty good. I had a lot of fun sourcing. I was running around with Beerski, and that was pretty fantastic.
See you later, Spat.
See you later, Spat.
It was nice meeting you this weekend.
Yeah, Spat's the man.
He was my vending neighbor with Ponga on the other side, and yeah, great guy.
Yeah.
Awesome dude.
But yeah, Thrifty says never go earlier than Friday. So yeah. But I learned. So this is like the first time that I went to like specifically source for streaming. And I think where I'm at in the hobby, every kind of thing that I do or step that I do, I'm learning from. So even with this, even with buying, I came back and I think I know how to buy a little bit better now and do things a little bit differently to kind of fine tune it. But overall, it was great. I think it was a great convention. I think actually out of the three, I think it was the best venue, like the best area. And I think it had the best food option there for sure. And it wasn't like, I think they just had enough space. So I do, out of the three, I think that was by far the best.
You were in Jersey.
Yeah.
And all I heard about Jersey was that it was like super overcrowded.
I couldn't even buy anything there. I was like too stressed out. I was like, man, it was like this. You're just stuck. So, but I think for buying and selling, I think Charlotte was like the best one for that, for sure. For sure.
How did you feel comfortable like negotiating with people, like trying to talk people down prices, or was it mostly you bought stuff at like given prices? Or because Beerski told a story yesterday on their podcast that I was on, that was super fun, Box Nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
But he was talking about a couple of unruly people you guys may have run into.
Dude, there is one guy, I bet you, I haven't seen it yet. So there's one dude that was such a D-bag. I don't know what I could say on here, but he was so rude to me and Beerski, and we were just not having it. But when I was sourcing and offering deals and kind of negotiating, it was a lot of pushback, actually. It was kind of a handful of people who was ready to like wheel and deal. But I did get deals made and I felt fairly good about it. But I don't like that. Like if you see binders or whatever, there's no pricing on it. It's all mixed up. You have no idea. It's like, I'm just going to skip and go to the next guy who's got it all together. So if you're out there vending, you definitely need to have it priced and they're very, very legible.
Yeah. Definitely have your stuff priced. It's really annoying when you don't have that done. Let's do this question because Negus is still here. Where did the 954 come from?
So that's the area code where I was born and raised. So I'm specifically from Hollywood, Florida, and that's our Broward County area code 954. So hey,
nice,
yeah,
awesome. So how was like the lead up to the show? How was Wednesday and Thursday? What did you guys do? What did you guys see? Any things stand out? Any stories from those 2 days that aren't going to incriminate too many people?
yeah, I know. It's like, what can I say and not say? Those days were fun. We stopped at Nick's new palace and we saw that, and then we went downtown and kind of walked Chicago and went to, I think it was that night, might have been the Brazilian steakhouse. I'm not sure. But like I said, the city is beautiful. I could walk downtown over there all day long, as long as it's not cold.
Yeah.
But it's really awesome. It's a gorgeous city. The boat tour thing is just absolutely incredible. The city on the water and the lakes in between is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that I gotta throw Benji under the bus because I heard a story about Benji, and apparently Brad is not telling the truth about this story. But this is what I heard from Brad is that Benji downed a margarita and then threw up in the back of a boat, and then people had to clean up after him. Now Benji will tell the story different. He will say that he threw up off the side of the boat and nobody had to clean up after him. I don't know what's actually true, but that sounds pretty hilarious.
Yeah. So Benji was sitting behind me and we're chilling. And then I looked behind me to say something to him and he was just gone. And then I was like, all right. And then I didn't really think nothing of it. And then he came back and he was just like, just kind of just sitting there. But then he was good after that. But he was very discreet about it. I'd tell you that. I give him props for that.
He got his second win.
He did, and he did.
Tell him how nasty that Brazilian was, chef. Brad, apparently you literally ate like half a sausage. So I don't know how you can say that anything at that restaurant was nasty, all right?
He did. He only ate like a bite. But he's not wrong. And the reason why it was gross to me. I didn't care for it that much either. Is because they had too much direct heat. So when they're putting those sticks of meat on like the burners and they're rotating their rotisserie, whatever, it's too direct. The flame is hitting directly on the meat and you're tasting the fumes, the gas, the flame on it. And then when they slice the outside, that's all the bites that you're getting. So when we were in there, we were one of the first tables in there and they were extremely generous to give us stuff. So, but every time they slice steaks or whatever on the plate, you just tasted that like fumes and gas and flame. So it was just very off-putting for me.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's like when you go to a fast food restaurant, you taste like the bad oil. The
oil
that's been there,
like
in
burnt
there for a few
oil.
days.
Yes, it was. Yes, for sure.
Gotcha. So probably a chef thing.
Yeah,
that you'll notice that most people probably won't notice.
Everybody else cried. It was just me and Brad. Me and Brad chilling over there, nibbling.
Gotcha. So yeah, then I got there Friday, and I flew in. I was a section lead, got all the passes and everything, and then went out to the Airbnb that you guys were staying at, where we found you guys at a park playing kickball.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah. You texted me and were like, hey, Brad and Dan are going to play basketball against each other at some park nearby. And then we got there and you guys were all playing kickball, running around being crazy.
Yeah.
And then the whole rest of the weekend, I hear from everybody, oh, I'm so sore. I'm too old to do that.
Brutal. It was rough. It was fun and rough at the same time. The kickball thing kind of came out of nowhere. We were just like, hey, there's a big field. Why don't we do a kickball game? And then it started like 3-on-3 and ended up like, I don't know, 6-on-6 or like something like that.
People playing.
That was one of the highlights. That entire day was one of the highlights because we did the kickball game. Then everybody came to the B&B.
That night was,
and that was probably the best night out of the whole trip. Was definitely, or the best day and night was definitely that day. But yes, every day after, even like when I flew back. And then like my first day at work, I was like, "Jeez, I'm still kind of feeling it." It was rough stuff.
Yeah, I think we had to have had 30 to 40 people at the Airbnb that night, like kind of cycling through and showing up. And some of the people went to like Thrifty and Rock Pokemon, and a bunch of them, or Squeaks, went down and watched the Harry Potter thing downtown, and then met us later. But yeah, once we got to the Airbnb, it was like the rest of the night we hung out there. We had great pizza, great wings.
Yep.
Just chilled. And it was awesome. Got to meet a whole bunch of people and hang out, play pool.
Yeah. Get wrecked in pool. Everybody get wrecked in pool.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Meeting Squeaks and hanging out with him. That was really cool. That was like a nice treat. And then chilling with Radar and them, that was really cool. And seeing Shiz and like finally meeting him and finally meeting like a handful of people I haven't met yet. It was really awesome. Like I said, the B&B night was by far the most I guess special night or the best night of the week for sure.
Phil, I'm sorry you got wrecked by the bot. It doesn't like emotes. You should be okay.
Yeah.
You're not banned.
What's up?
Yeah, how's it going? Beerski, what's up, man?
Beerski. Did you see Beerski just rip packs with Ponga?
2 gold cards and like
pulling
9
heat.
Packs. Yeah, it was crazy.
Calling his shots.
It was crazy. Let's see. One thing that I will say is I'm not going to be and this frustration is not directed towards anyone in particular, no particular individual, but I will not be a section lead again. For it just won't happen, dude. It's just so hard to keep track of at the end of the day. Like, I think I had one table that changed hands like 6 times. And then it was like, I don't even know who's showing up for this table. And then it changed hands again on the day. And then it was like brand new people I've never met and all that stuff, which is totally fine. But like, when stuff is like switching, changing around constantly, I can't keep track of who actually has the table. It's like yeah, it was too much what would you stress for me on the day of like figuring out who I'm actually supposed to get passes for, how many cases we're supposed to need, how many all that stuff. So I like the experience of doing it once, but I probably wouldn't do it again. It was a little much. A little much.
Good time selling though.
Yeah, so Saturday was crazy. I had a decent buyout right away of a lot of raw cards. It was like 2,500 or $3,000 worth, like right away in the first hour, which was great. It was Vortex streaming. Whatnot.
Yeah.
Those guys, they came through, bought
hungry.
Yeah, they bought a bunch of stuff at 70%, which I'm totally fine with, and so that was a great little start. And then I think the rest of the weekend was solid. I actually sold a bunch of slabs. I know people were saying the slabs were dark, but I did pretty decently well with slabs. And, overall, it was definitely, in terms of sales, it was my best Collecticon so far, just from like,
That's
normal
awesome.
sales. One thing I didn't do, which I should probably do in the future, is at the end of the show, maybe walk around to other vendors with some of my more liquid stuff and try and sell like stuff directly to them, like go up to places that are saying that they're buying and see what they offer, to try and offload some things. But it was kind of nice. I had some stuff left over, and Dan, Catch 'em All Collectibles, actually reached out to me a couple days ago and said, "Hey, I'm low on slabs for streams. Do you have anything left over from the show?" And then we were able to make a deal on some slabs. So
perfect.
So yeah, it was really solid weekend for sales for me. It was really busy on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunday started slow, probably because of the marathon and the Bears game and all the different things happening. And then it really picked up kind of in the second half for the last like 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, overall it was solid.
I wish I would have bought more slabs. I went hard on singles, but I definitely wish I would have bought more slabs on that. But I didn't really chase them too much.
I have between 500 and 600 slabs at the grading company.
We're good.
Not English, but mostly Japanese. But yeah, we have a lot of slabs coming. Same room, man.
Beer's game.
But yeah, so trying to think what else happened. One thing I will say is that slabs for buyouts, that's dark. When people come around and want to buy like rows of slabs or like a whole bunch, the offers that I was getting for slabs was just like rough. It was like, I'm going to negotiate on basically what I complained about that Skyrush guy doing to me in Charlotte. I'm going to talk you down from your sticker price, and then I want 70% on top of that.
Oh yeah, that's why.
So it was like, no, like I basically turned down all of the slab buyouts because 70% on a after negotiated price is just like,
it's kind of
yeah, and that seemed to be like kind of the norm from most of the people walking around trying to buy out at least slabs. So, and highly liquid stuff like 151 Charizards, Bubble Mews, they were still offering like 70%. It's just like, why would I ever do that? So yeah, the buyouts on slabs a little dark. I was in a place with the raw stuff where it was fine to get 70%. So, but slabs, that was a little dark.
I think it's funny. As soon as the con ended, Charizard went way right. It was like right then and there.
Yeah, Mike says y'all stocked up on 151.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I have some Japanese 151,
Yeah.
but no, 151 is crazy. I showed because ZNG was there. We got to meet him. ZNG Important. Did you get to meet him?
Yeah, I met him before in Indy.
Oh, stuff. Cool. Yeah.
Nice guy.
So ZNG was there, and he shared on Instagram that day. It was the 151 English Venusaur pristine 10 selling for over $1,000 at auction, which is
crazy,
absurd. Crazy. I can't believe it actually got paid for. That's actually wild. But yeah, 151 is doing some crazy things right now, for sure. What else do we have? Where'd you guys go for lunch that day? Grimer says lunch spot was very good too. Friday?
Dude. Yeah, actually, yeah, that was some of the best food that I had in Chicago. Oh, let me talk about food in Chicago.
Yeah, do
Let
it,
me
man.
talk about food in Chicago.
Do it.
It wasn't all great at all. But to go back to Grimer real quick, the lunch spot that we went to was right by the B&B we can walk to, and it's kind of a hole in the wall place, but it was so good. I think.
Wait, that wasn't the ramen place, was it?
No, that wasn't the ramen place. It wasn't a ramen place. It was like a Mexican restaurant. There was like flautas, and I think I had I always get the torta, right?
I swear Dan lied to me all weekend. Because he said Friday for lunch that you guys were going to some ramen place that was like 40-minute drive from the venue.
No, we went right down the street.
What the fuck?
There was a handful
Dan,
of
what
us.
the hell?
Yeah, we went right there.
Did Dan go with you?
No, Dan wasn't there.
Oh, maybe Dan went to the...
It was like BB, his wife, me, Grimer, Hive.
Maybe Dan went to the ramen
I think
place.
Spat.
Okay.
Maybe he did. There's a handful of us over there. But like the Chicago deep dish, right? Everybody in all of Chicago hates it. Everybody's like, nah, don't even try. Don't even try.
I like it. It's just it's not my preferred. I like the pizza that we had Friday night. That pizza was good. That pizza was pretty good. That's like the style that I like from Chicago more than the deep dish, but I like the deep dish.
The deep dish is all right. And then we tried Chicago hot dogs, and I wasn't feeling that.
Which restaurant did you go for the deep dish?
It was whatever was on that street, but they didn't get deep dish. It was nobody got it.
Oh,
everybody was like looking at it, and everybody said no, so we just didn't get it. And then we just looked at it and looked sad. So I wasn't not having that. The hot dogs it's too much going on.
You
got like a chunk of tomato, you got a pickle, you got everything on there. So it's just too much going on. It's like overstuffing a taco or something.
Did anyone try to order ketchup with their Chicago dog? Because usually they'll just tell you
no. They say no?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty wild.
A lot of places they'll just say no. They'll just be like, no.
There was like celery salt on mine, and that was like way overpowering. All you tasted was celery on it. It was all right. Like the bun was soft. It was nice.
Yeah.
That was about it. That the hot dog itself was fine, but it's too much. It's too overpowering. It's too wasn't it?
It's a lot of flavors.
But we didn't really go to very like I wanted to go to Alinea, which is like a Michelin star restaurant, very famous worldwide, one of the best restaurants in the world. And Chicago has a lot of really amazing fine dining scene. And I don't typically like those type of kitchens, I guess, or restaurants, just because it's not practical. It's more just edible art. But I do want to experience it one time. It's like an art museum to me that you can eat.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go to Alinea really bad. But one day.
I would have gone with you.
Right?
I don't know how much a plate is. But it's probably crazy.
That chef has a cool story too. So the chef that runs that one, he lost his sense of taste. So him and his team got together and created like a Venn diagram of flavors. And when they would test dishes, they would like move the marker to kind of where it is, and then he would adjust it. And then he did that for like a long time, and then he got his sense of taste back.
Oh wow!
And then so there's not many chefs I like or respect, but he's definitely one of them. I like that guy. I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Grant Ashans.
No, is that his name? That might be his name.
Don't know.
I feel like that. But he would know. Old Card Shop knows food with me, right?
What's up, Old Card Shop?
Oh, so yeah, he wants to eat there so bad too. Let's go, man. Let's get a trip. Get all the West Coast homies. Get Quilly. Get all these guys out here. Come on. Get Retro. Let's do it. We'll all meet up in Chicago.
So one idea that was kind of born out of this by Beerski was the idea of a get-together that's not connected to a convention. It's just because it seems like a lot of the people go to the conventions now for the homie time, not necessarily for the convention itself. Like it's more about getting together and hanging out than it is about making money or selling or whatever, because there's just better avenues for it, for the most part. So Bierski was like, let's have a homie con and figure
Yeah.
out a place where a bunch of people can go and hang out, and it doesn't have to revolve around a convention. We can just go and hang out together. So that was that's an interesting idea. I actually sent them. I'm going to show you. I actually sent them a place here in Raleigh.
Oh, that's in Raleigh?
Yeah,
That's in Raleigh?
but it's huge. It fits like 15 people. It's
Holy smokes.
got a pool. It's got this massive like back deck area.
That looks awesome.
I know people can't see it right now, but I don't want to promise anything.
Oh,
It's next to a pond and a river. It's got archery and axe throwing. It's got kayaks and paddle boats outside, like
that's
fire pits.
crazy.
Like that'd be crazy, right?
Oh, you know, Pond
Look at
and
that.
beer skier in the paddle boat.
Freaking Grimer can fish on all of this
Yeah, look
water
at
if
that.
he wanted to. Yeah, it's just a crazy looking place.
That
But
is
it would
crazy.
be like $100 a night if we had 15 people.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, just right here in Raleigh.
That's perfect too. That's really cool.
So, being so deep in the grading space, what's your take on GameStop Java? We talked about it a little bit last night, but what I think is pretty revolutionary right now, because it lowers the barrier of entry for grading for a lot of people to just be able to drop your cards off to GameStop, pay $16 a card, and then peace out and pick up your cards when they come back. I think what a lot of people are going to do, though, because a lot of people don't understand pre-grading at all. So I think a lot of people are going to send stuff that they think is going to get a 10, it's going to get 8 or 9. They're going to sell it back to GameStop for like 50-60% of what they paid in it, and then they're never going to do it again.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a lot of one-time people who try it. It's not the experience that they think they're going to have, and then they're going to walk away. But I think it's a good opportunity for other people. If PSA stays at $15 a card, if you have a GameStop membership, it's free shipping. So it's only $1 more. Well, I guess it's still $1 more per card. So you'd have to do the math on whether or not it's better or worse for you. But I think that the average person who this is marketed towards is going to try it and going to get wrecked, and they're not going to go back and do it again. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to use it because it's cheaper for people who already know how to do it themselves. This is more for like the uninitiated, but there's so many variables to getting a good grade that it's going to be tough for people.
I think it puts a spotlight on the hobby though, and I think it'll definitely grow the hobby and put grading kind of out there again. You know, last Collecticon they're like, grading's dead, you know, but maybe this will put some new life into it. Not that it really needs it, but it'll do that. And then I think if somebody like rips a pack, like some kid rips a pack and wants to grade it right then and there, like I think it'll be fun, like memory, like that might be the consumer of that too. Like somebody just ripping one thing or the one card that means something, regardless of grade, they're going to send it. But it just makes it more accessible to somebody who doesn't know the memberships, doesn't know how to pack. That's like the stress that people, like they overthink the first time they send a submission and everything. So I think it makes it a little bit more easy.
People might also get this idea of like how hard it is to get a 10. Like for a random person to buy a card, send it in to get a 10, it's hard. I think it's harder than people think.
Yeah, I think people are going to get wrecked.
People might be like, damn, okay, 10s might be a little tougher than I think they get on a lot of cards. But yeah, I mean, it puts the plastic in the hands of everybody, right?
It does.
And so that like, oh, this is my first graded card might get a lot of people hooked on graded cards, and then maybe the graded card market continues to grow because of how easy it is for people to get their hands on plastic. So yeah, I don't know. It could have benefits. It could really suck for some people. I guess we'll see in the long term.
Yeah.
What happens? What's up, Retro?
Retro, what up?
Welcome. How are you? Thanks for the question, though, Negus. Appreciate it. Luke's down for HomieCon. Nice. Luke, I was surprised you didn't come to Chicago.
I know.
I feel like you've been to like every show that I was at.
Come on, Luke.
This year, and you weren't in Chicago.
I want to know when the West Coast homies are coming out. It's like the one group of dudes I haven't met yet.
I was surprised Jake was there.
Jake.
Jake Smith.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm
Because
surprised
I knew Ernie wasn't gonna be there.
Yeah.
He kept
I was
saying
shocked
up
to see
until
Jake too. I was like, I didn't even
I was
know
like,
he was
oh,
coming.
Jake's here. Yeah, that was cool to meet Jake.
He's so blonde.
He's tall.
Yeah.
He's a lot taller than I thought he would be. Yeah, but
it was lots of fun.
Yeah, it was a really good time
to see Brad take down 2 gallons of milk.
Jeez,
savage.
I don't even drink milk nowadays, but I can't imagine drinking it. Like my bowels would probably fall out if I drank a gallon of milk in a day. Crazy. So you've been streaming on eBay now for just over a month?
Yeah, a little over a month. Yeah, month and a half or so.
How do you feel like that's been going so far? And looking back on the month, is there any changes you would make or anything like that? What do you think? What are your
So thoughts? I want to do more streams and I want to get smoother at it. I think I want more like I go on there and have fun. I think I want more structure in the stream to kind of move it along a little bit. And then I am still trying to run like better cards every stream. I'm trying to run better cards or stuff that I like, stuff that I think is cool, stuff that I think somebody else is cool. But it's been growing. Like it's just chugging along little by little. We're just doing that, going kind of up. But on the grind, still doing it. Trying to utilize what resources I have and I'm trying not to compare myself to anybody because it's apples and oranges. So just not getting discouraged and kind of staying in my lane, focusing on what I need to do and just chug along.
And how would you say you're judging your like growth? Like, are there what am I trying to say? Or evaluating your growth? Like, do you try and hit certain metrics? Do you try and hit certain sales? Like, is there something that you're like a goal per stream that you're striving for? Or is it just like, just come on and have fun and try not to lose money?
Yeah, kind of. No, I try to make like every stream better than the last, whether that's financially or just execution or inventory, whatever it is. I try to hone in on one thing at a time and kind of look back at it and tweak it and make it a little bit better. I'm trying to, I don't know. I always say, I've said this before, like in the kitchen, I'm always saying, make new mistakes. Don't make the same ones. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm applying to the streaming. I'm trying to make new mistakes and, I'm not afraid of, I guess, taking some risks here and there, but I guess it goes back to making new mistakes. I just want to keep on keeping on.
Now on Sunday, when all of us were done at the show, we got back to the place and you were streaming.
Yeah.
You were streaming on eBay Live.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that you literally just bought.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to think that you could be at a show and then a few hours later you're selling that stuff for profit.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
That was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done more of that. Like the first night at Nick's house, I could have bought cards off of Walrus and I didn't do it because I didn't want to blow a bunch of my budget on the first day before even seeing the con. And I should have done it, but I didn't. But I could have just streamed. I should have just got it and streamed right then and just sold them all right away or that night because we weren't really doing much. But I didn't. But next time I'm gonna try and get cards, and then when like the concert's going on, go back to the hotel, stream a bunch, and then go back and inside the con and try to source again and kind of do it, like make it more fun that way. But I think it's cool for the people watching the stream to see that too, because it is exciting when I'm watching Nick and then he's like traveling or doing concerts, stuff like that. It was exciting for me to watch too. So I think it was I don't know, I think it's pretty neat. And then that stream did fairly well. It's pretty good.
That's good.
But it's exciting. It's exciting to run like stuff you're excited about.
Yeah.
So it makes me pumped.
It's fun for me to see like the back end process of it and like your process of it, of like selling it, marking it, looking at, seeing what you see in the back end, and one thing that I will say, and this isn't a slight to any of the other streamer friends, but one reason why I think Chef was like made to do this is that you have you have the hospitality background, but you have the ability to, the people, like your regulars, you know exactly what they want. You know what their favorite Pokemon are.
Yeah.
You know what they spend their money on.
Yeah.
Like you have the ability to like match the people with what they want in a way that I feel like other people just kind of go on and they sell like the stack that they've put together. They're selling this.
Yeah.
And you're like, I have a stack, but I'm also gonna reach in like every possible direction to make people happy.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. So
it's exact. So every stream I go into, I'll have like a set base of cards that I want to run. Every single stream I've done, I've pivoted from that stack, but catered it to the stream to whoever's in there. So whoever's in there, I'll remember kind of what they like or what they're looking for, or maybe they haven't popped in like 2 weeks, but last time they were doing this. But that stuff I do remember. But I think that's like what you said, the hospitality stuff, because I'll remember that this guy coming in, he likes no salt on his steak every time, or he likes this or that, or he wants me to do something with shrimp. I just remember it. Yeah. So it's like name and then like favorite Pokemon, name favorite Pokemon. And
well, on Sunday, it was like a guy would come in and be like, you have any Pikachus? You have any cool full arts? And then me and Brad are like looking through stacks, like here's the full arts, here's the Pikachus. What do you want to run? You know, and it's like, it's just it's built more toward the person and less about just getting rid of what's ever in front of you.
But I like that, and I like a lot of times I'm in the stream, I'll ask like, what are you guys looking for? And then I'll hear new things. Like somebody was asking for Steelix. Like I have somebody who buys Steelix all day long. So it was like, oh, Steelix. All right. I wasn't really looking for a Steelix, but I have that in a binder somewhere. I have that, whatever. But it's cool to hear like what people say. Like it's fun. You never know whose favorite Pokemon is whose or whatever. So it's just very random what comes through. But I like that. I think it keeps it fun and kind of caters to the crowd buying.
Makes it easy for me too, because then when I watch the replay and it's like, this guy likes Steelix, this guy likes Magneton, this guy likes, they're not cards that I would ever buy, thinking that people would, people would buy them. Yet, here I am buying, a couple Voltorb Master Balls or whatever, a couple Steelix art rares, because that's what the people want. So it's been interesting so far. I've enjoyed this other mission. Because at a certain point, like you do the same thing for 3 years, it's like, sure, you want to keep grinding because it's successful, but at the same time, it's like you get a little bored.
Yeah. For
so this new little venture of like trying to learning more in the space is very interesting to me. I had someone request Turtonator and Mudsdale. I wanted to hug him.
Yeah, see, we have somebody who likes Buswole. Like we said, Voltorb. It's just random, but I like that. It's very cool. Somebody likes Frostlass, so it's neat. I like when it's something new.
Yeah, I like Frostlass. Did you see the leaks from Game Freak?
No, I don't think so.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
How far should we go into this? So there were some leaks from Game Freak, and most of the stuff was kind of whatever. It was kind of dumb. It was like, oh, the release date was supposed to be this, but then now it's actually this. Well, nobody cares about that. There was some stories or flavor text that was written at some point by people at Pokemon about Pokemon-human relations and how that potentially, well, I guess there's some stories. I don't know if it's was ever supposed to be in the video game, but basically people at Game Freak writing like fanfics of Pokemon and people like relations.
Oh.
And one involved Typhlosion, which is why Typhlosion is like, freaking out right now. Everyone's talking about Typhlosion. And one involved Octillery. And then, so they're pretty wild. I don't want to go through and like talk in detail about them. I did read the Octillery one and I was like, what the hell is happening? It's pretty crazy. So basically everyone at Game Freak is just a bunch of freaks.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. But there was also some original like alternate sprites from the original game. So like Blastoise looked different. than he ended up being in his original sprite or alternate sprite. There were a couple of sprites, I think, was it Entei, Raikou, and Suicune, or was it Flareon, Jolteon? I don't remember, but those sprites look different. So it was interesting to see like first concepts, I guess, versus like what they actually ended up looking like. There was some interesting stuff, but yeah, that's the stuff that everyone's talking about because it's like, what the hell's going on?
I was wondering what it was. On Wonder last night, Squeaks and Wonder asked if he wanted to talk about that. It was like 3 topics, pick one, and that was one, but I didn't know anything about the leaks.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I if you guys haven't checked out that chat with Squeaks last night in Wonder, that was really, really good.
That was one of the best ones. Yeah. I think probably the best one. It
was very good, yeah.
There was a lot of like really in-depth moments. And Squeaks is, oh my gosh. Like Squeaks knows how to talk and he's amazing at it. But it's pretty crazy to see someone like him or like people highly advanced in the hobby talk about it from their perspective. It's just mind-blowing as a viewer.
I learned a lot. Like I didn't know that he has been doing this like 10 years now with an online store. I didn't know that he started out as like a really good player, like in the TCG. Like he was really solid. I didn't really know any of that stuff. So I like Wonder's lives because it's like you get to go real deep.
Yeah.
And you get to learn a lot about the different people. You get to see a different perspective of a lot of people. So I enjoyed that. Definitely a channel everyone should follow if they're not already.
Yep. Shout out to Wonder. And
good
Squeaks.
Stuff. And the Box Nostalgia Boys, because I was on their podcast. How cool are Beerski and Ponga?
I love them.
They are 2 of my favorite people.
They are. I'm trying to get them to come here for a weekend, probably the 2nd week of January.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them out of their the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can come down and hang out. Yep. That'd be sick.
Trying to get them.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah. That'll be lots of fun. I'm trying to get any homies to come to Raleigh.
Yeah. Well, Benji, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he's going to be moving.
I know.
Because of work crap.
We still have hope for Grimer, though. Maybe.
Oh, really?
Grimer might go, yeah.
Was Grimer thinking about it?
Mm-hmm. I hope he does.
I feel like Grimer really likes where he's at, though. He likes being up in the mountains and fishing and doing all that stuff. That'd be interesting.
Right, he's 3 hours from the airport. So after that long flight, driving 3 hours more.
No, dude.
Just go to Japan.
That's one thing that I will always have to have is like I gotta be like 30 minutes from the airport.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like where we are, we're like 35 minutes from the airport, and that's pretty solid.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I wouldn't be able to be like multiple hours away from the airport.
No way. Like
my dad lives in northern Wisconsin. He drives down to Minneapolis, which is like a 3-hour drive to drive down into Minneapolis to then fly, and then does it on the way back.
That's crazy.
No, dude.
That is crazy.
I fly too much for that. Not gonna happen. Well, does anybody have any questions for me and Chef before we open it up to call-ins? Because I think we covered everything for Chicago for the most part.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. Saturday, Sunday was just restaurants and stuff. Monday, me and Brad got stuck at the airport for like 8 hours. So we just did that. It was like the movie Terminal.
You guys had to leave at what, 11 from the Airbnb?
Bro. And the dudes showed up at like 10 something. And they're like, we're here.
The new people?
No, to clean and like kick us out.
Yeah.
And Brad's chugging milk. And then they're like coming in the door. And we're like, all right, I guess we're packing it up.
Oh, man.
And then we went to the airport and just like, we're masters of killing time. We almost went and got full body massages at this place or whatever. We decided not to. And then we found this like foot, like kind of massage, or I don't know what it did, like vibrated, but it felt good. And I thought it was hilarious. Like Brad did it. And he was like, it actually feels pretty good. And I was like, get out of here. And I put in $1 and it was really nice. It was really nice. We just chilled there. And then Brad had shout out to Brad G, bro. So Brad had the ultimate play for me. So I had all my streaming stuff in my bag, and prior to this flight, my wife had flown somewhere and they lost her bag, and we still haven't got it back or any compensation for it. So I was worried about that because my boarding group was like the last boarding group. I've never even heard of a boarding group, 9 or 10. I thought it was like 1 through 5. I never even heard. So I was like, all right. So they announced on the thing, if you're this last boarding group, you're probably going to have to check your bags, yada, yada. And I didn't want to do that. But Brad's like, bro, I go all the time. I go all the time at like group 3. And I'm like, all right. So like group 4 comes around and I'm like, I'm doing it. I look at him. I'm like, I'm doing it. He's like, go. And I go over there and I scan. I get right on the plane. I turn around and I gave him like little thumbs up. And he was just doing the Brad. Just, got right on.
Did you fly United?
I did United there, American Airlines back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because United's check baggage shit is like horrible. You don't get a carry-on if you choose the cheapest like flight price. And I think that's probably what we ran into. But I did the exact same thing you did on the way back.
Yeah.
I was in group 6. I got on group 3 because I'm like, I am not checking like this thing of slabs.
Yeah, exactly.
So
dude. So me and Brad also got flagged in security. And then when they opened like our stuff and saw the Pokemon cards, the dude, like they just immediately started geeking out. It was like a dude and a girl. And the guy tells us a story about how he used to have all these cards, but then his house got flooded and he lost them all. So it was like crazy. So, but he was like geeking out. He's like looking at Brad's Charizard and stuff. It was pretty funny.
I was surprised that they didn't say anything. I think one of the people who was scanning on the way out, my bag went through, and then she looked like she'd been flashbanged because it must look just like flat white. With all the slabs lined up, because she was just like, oh, it's so bright. She just told oh man, yeah. I was surprised they didn't crack to look at that though.
Yeah,
I feel like most people end up having to have their stuff inspected. Let's see. Did anything else happen this week? News wise, Pokemon wise?
That PSA pack thing.
PSA agent saw my shadowless Charizard and was like, I gotta confiscate this.
Yeah, he did say that. He's like, he looked at Brad, he's like, I'm gonna have to take this. Yeah.
That's funny. So yeah, you showed me before we went live. PSA probably partnered with like a vending machine company.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's like an online. It seems like it's an online like vending machine / mystery box situation where you buy a mystery box and you probably rip the pack online, and then whatever you get, you can have it like sent to you from the vault or something like that.
That's what it looks like.
It's just an easy way, I guess, for PSA to get rid of a bunch of like PSA vault slabs.
It's crazy how many moves PSA is making in 1 year. Like it's like big move, big move, big move. Over here, they're doing good.
That's true. Or traded in for 90% market.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it said cash too. 90% market cash.
That's what it said?
I think so. I thought I saw it say cash. That's
crazy.
But I mean, if you pay $50, you get a $20 slab and you get 90%. Like that's still not great. But yeah, I have actually had a couple of companies reach out. They do the same thing with packs, where it's like a digital pack that you open. Mm-hmm. It's basically like a loot box from like a video game where you open the pack and then you get a particular card, and then you can have the card sent physically to you from the company. I've had some people, two companies or so, reach out and are like, "Hey, can we set something up? You do like a video on this or whatever, and blah blah blah." And it's like, no, I'm not gonna be online casino.
Yeah,
It's just... What have you been doing? Have you been doing anything with Pokemon Pocket after kind of its initial release?
I don't think I'm gonna like it. I was really, really excited for it, but after seeing the gameplay on it, I don't care for the gameplay that much. And then I don't know, the pack thing might be kind of cool, but I'm not. The digital stuff, I don't know. Like we've seen on the cards, so like I guess the excitement is kind of worn off for me. But
yeah, I played it I figured out how to get it on the phone, and I played it for a couple hours. I actually liked some of the game, but I haven't really played like the full version of the game.
Yeah.
I've only really gotten into like the shorter version. So I enjoyed it though. I thought it was pretty fun for like a short, quick game. But I think I haven't gone back.
Yeah.
It's just like I know what's in the app. You open packs that you can't do anything with. It's just a digital thing on my phone, and I can play the game, which is cool. But it's like,
yeah, exactly. So that's exactly kind of where I'm at. With it.
So like, I did it a couple hours, and I haven't really had the reason to go back.
Right.
At this point,
and I'd rather just play the full mobile version.
Yeah. I have to do that at some point. What's up, the kid? How are you?
What up?
Welcome, the Mexican hipster. How does this dude PokeChef basically Mr. Worldwide?
But car party, he gives me such a hard time about not going to the West Coast, and I'm like everywhere else. At some point I'm gonna get there. That's my buddy.
Well, if you didn't know, Chef lives like 10 minutes away from me. So
yeah, it's not fair.
That's why he's here. Yeah.
I want to go to the West Coast. I want to go to the West Coast when all the homies are like vending.
You gonna do Seattle card party?
Oh, maybe.
I'm going to.
You're going to card party?
My brother lives in Seattle.
Oh,
so
maybe.
We'll have to plan that trip. Fly out there. Seattle's cool.
Yeah,
it's a pretty cool city. Yeah, I'd recommend. I thought card party was really fun too.
Card party seems fun because it's exactly what it sounds like, a card party, and it's a lot of stuff for kids, and like I like all the excitement. So when they do like fun things for kids, I get all hype about that.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool. I'd definitely be interested to see like Gen Con. You hear it, it's like it's all board games, yeah. But Gen Con was like, bro, that was one of the best things ever. Like it really was. So it made me very curious about card party.
Yeah.
I think it'd be more fun than just kind of buying and say. I think it's more of an event than like Collect-A-Con. Collect-A-Con is like kind of business, somewhat.
Yeah, card party was fun because like every morning and night they opened and closed the show with like a keynote. Like Pat would go up and they would play like games with influencers, or there would be like a keynote speech or something at the beginning. So that was always fun, and then there was always something going on. That wasn't just, it had the vendor section, which was great. You could walk around and buy stuff or look at stuff, but there was a whole bunch of different activities you could do. I thought it was really cool. It's just an added layer of fun on top of like the Collect-A-Con experience.
Yeah, I think it's pretty, and it looks like it's being like well done, like well put on, and Pat's doing a great job with that and getting all the tubers out there and all that.
Yeah,
it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it was definitely cool. What would you say we're kind of coming to the end of the year? We've got a couple months left.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is like your Pokemon community highlight of the year so far? Like, is there one thing in particular that stands out as like that was like keynote 2024?
It would be tied into like all these recent, like Bierski's house in Jersey was a lot for me. Like that's such a highlight for me. You have no idea. And that was one of the first times that I literally met everybody in that house, like including Bierski. As close as me and Bierski are, that was the first time him and I met. So Jersey was like really special to me. And then ripping packs at everybody and watching, BB rip the God pack, and then just all the events and the tournament. That was, for me, Jersey was like a real special time. And then Gen Con and how all the events had snowballed after that. That was super special. And then cooking, and that to me was like, that's why those two are like very special to me versus Chicago. I don't know, it's just really definitely a highlight. Definitely like highlight. Chicago highlights is kind of same meeting people, but for the year I would definitely, I don't know, it's a toss up between like Gen Con experience and cooking at Wonders and that whole day, and Bierski's house total in Jersey. And everything. That was very, very special for me. What about you this year? What's your highlight?
This year, it's probably similar. I would say the Charlotte weekend.
Charlotte weekend.
I mean, everything about the Charlotte weekend was great, except for my car breaking down.
Dude, I forgot about that. Yeah,
but that's been like completely overshadowed by the fact that the rest of the weekend was amazing. But in particular, it was getting invited to Rusty's.
Yeah.
The first year that happened, I was definitely that person who was like, oh, someday I'm going to get that invite. I don't know if the YouTube has to become more successful or something. Like, it was almost like a driving force of like, okay, I really want to excel on YouTube and get more involved in the community and stuff because someday I want that invite. And then the next year it was just like, holy shit, I got the invite. That's sick. And then seeing everything at his house, and yeah, it was crazy. So what's up, Dan? But yeah, and then
Danny Buckets, what up?
Yeah, having the incredible dinner at, well, the one that you cooked, the incredible dinner that you cooked, and then the incredible dinner that we had at your place of employment. Both of those were amazing meals, and just hanging out with people, hanging out with Charlie, and
Charlie, seeing those cards, holding those cards, and like that. I mean, it was that. It's so hard to compare for me again, Chicago experience to those two, because the other two were just like, I don't know, there's a lot going on, like magic. It was awesome.
I got to hold like one in a lifetime like cards that weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I got to hold Charlie's 1 through 4 trophies. I got to hold I got to hold TCA's pre-release Raichu.
Yeah.
We literally just walked in the room. He grabbed it from some box and just handed it to me and walked away. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Maybe he handed it to Basic. I don't remember. He handed it to one of us and just walked away. It's like, dude, I don't know how much you spent on this, but that's just wild that you would just hand it to one of us and walk away.
Next year, I want to see all that stuff too. But yeah, I was in Gen Con during it.
Yeah.
But next year, Rusty. Next year.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I hope that continues to be like a regular thing of people getting invited out there and hanging out and getting to see his stuff, because even if it becomes like a rotating thing, because I understand like he probably doesn't want like 50 people at his house with all that stuff. Even if it becomes a thing where like I fall off the list one year, but other people get to go and experience it, like at least I got to experience it the one time, and I'm totally, totally fine with that. It's pretty awesome. Heard a lot about Chef's fabulous food. I'll have to check it out, dude. The Sunday meal at the Charlotte weekend, it was actually insane. Like, you and Charlotte's wife, you and Wonder's wife just destroyed that.
She's awesome.
It was so good. Everything was like, there wasn't a single thing that I didn't like. Yeah, that was an incredible meal. So
I appreciate it.
I think it was better than the meal that I spent, $200 on the night before.
I think I told Dan like 500 times. I'm like, dude, I think I thought everybody came to Wonder's house expecting to eat right on, like, at that time. And it wasn't like a little bit before that we had just started like cooking and prepping and doing everything. So the whole time I'm like, dude, I feel so bad. Everybody's like here hungry and hangry and like just not having a good time, just waiting on me. I felt like everybody's waiting on me. But that wasn't the case really at all. And Dan kept saying, like, I think you're good, man. Everybody's just watching you do your thing and hanging out. And I'm like, all right, I'm just trying to chug along, just trying to get it done.
Well, and you guys did good with there were some appetizers that came out.
Thanks to her. She's like, she was the Wonder's wife. Shout out to her again. She was the saving grace, and she's the sweetest lady ever. She's the best. Yahtzee, shout out to her. Yahtzee.
Yeah, both. I mean, their entire family was, even their kids were super nice and polite.
Respectful.
Very cool.
Amazing family.
Very cool. What's up?
Dela. What up?
How's it going? Welcome. We're just chilling. If you have any questions for us, let us know. Just hanging out, reminiscing about this year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can't hang. Wanted to say hi. Gonna listen back. All right, Dan. Sounds good.
Thanks, Dan. Send marbles to Ponga ASAP.
Marbles.
ASAP. Have you seen how much marbles they've been selling? Bro.
Marbles?
Marbles. PK moving marbles. Pokemon marble. I'm telling you, it's a hit on Fanatics right now. It's
I thought that was like
the
a different...
second. No, it was like the second thing asked when Pongo went live is, "Do you have any marbles?" Last night, do you have any marbles with PK? It's crazy.
Is it? Are they selling single marble?
No,
at
it's
the
like
time,
the bag
like,
of marbles.
It's a bag of Pokemon marbles,
and people are going crazy. Yeah, see, the kid says the marbles are hot.
Where are they from?
Bro, it's wild. It's like it is. It's like it's people. It's like every stream that I've watched them on Fanatics, somebody's like asking about the marbles. Yeah, and it's like this in the bag, and that's all it is. They're cool, but it's just like a funny thing. Like you don't know what takes off, and then like people are going.
Just one?
That's it. It's like the bag of marbles, and the PK's funny. He's like rough with everything, right? So he like slams the bag of marbles and like going up, you know. He goes through all the marbles.
Charmeleon's sick. I've never seen these before in my life.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's funny. Hey,
that's just Hoodoo asking.
Yeah.
Let's get a 90-day price prediction into release on Surging Sparks. I have no freaking
I have no idea.
90 days, I don't know, $100. $100 a box, $110 a box, something like that.
Yeah.
What do you think? So I'm obviously bearish on modern Pokemon.
Yeah.
What do you think of Surging Sparks from what you've seen so far?
I like it. I think it's pretty good. It's what is it? Paradise Jargona, Surgeon Sparks, Pikachu Crown, all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think the Pikachu, what is it? The SAR, or whatever, is really awesome. And then I don't know the name of the card. I keep saying the girl that's eating at the restaurant, like, have to have that card.
Yeah, I don't know her name. I'm not sure.
Have to have that card. I love that card. I love the art, and obviously I'm biased on the art, but I think it's a great card. I absolutely love it. But the Pikachus are dope. I don't know. I like it. I think when we get the full set in English, it's going to be crazy.
Mikan's Gaze. Jasmine.
Yeah, Mikan's Gaze. Jasmine. I don't know.
All right. It's Mikan in Japanese, must be.
But I have to have that card. I like all the food that's coming out in the cards. But again, that's me.
Makes sense.
But I like it. Fake friend or thrifty old Thrift McGriff.
Yeah, I think so. Dela says people say the Pikachu's too plain in Surging Sparks, but I think it's super clean. I think it's clean as well. I think the problem to me though is I wish it could have been more, because everything so far for this set has been kind of an island vibe. Mm-hmm. Kind of the Paradise.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like you got the Alolan Executor. I was thinking it'd be cool to get like a surfing Pikachu, like alternate art or something like that.
Good ideas.
But then they were just like, oh yeah, it's just like a close up, awesome. Sunshine Pikachu thing, and it was like, oh yeah, that's really cute too. But I just feel like maybe there could have been a couple more interesting ideas they could have gone with it. But I think it's a cool looking card. I'll be happy to see like the texture on it and stuff. I'm sure.
Yeah, I want to see the texture, because the Executor card I didn't care for until I saw the texture, and I was like, "Whoa, this is actually a really cool card."
Yeah.
And then Wonder said it best last night. He was like, "Pokemon knows exactly how to kind of give us just enough to kind of want more, or kind of keep tugging at the chain or whatever." And I think that's right, spot on. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I like Paradise Jargona and all that, but again, it's all. I think it's gonna be crazy in English. It comes out tomorrow, right? Surgeon Sparks or whatever Japanese. It is. Yeah, Japanese. Pretty exciting. I saw like Legend of Luke ripping packs. I think Weedle's doing it now, actually. Shout out to Weedle. eBay Live, homie. But yeah.
Yeah, it'll be cool. It looks like the Pikachu, of course, is expensive out the gate, as you would expect. But we'll see how it goes. It's weird with Japanese prices. It's like how much do the stores over there manipulate the prices of the singles because of their buy lists and everything. It's hard to really nail down like what's accurate, what's not. But over the next couple of weeks, prices will kind of settle on buy and stuff. We'll see where things land. Mm-hmm. I really don't know anything about Modern Sale, but I would be really surprised if if a booster box is $200 in 90 days.
No, that'd be crazy. I think that's a lot.
I don't think any have any Sword and Shield sets hit $200 yet. And this isn't
I don't think
particularly
so.
like
we were just looking at Silver Tempest, and that was at 160 or something like that for a booster box.
I mean, I guess if it's around the holiday and there's like massive demand for it and there's not enough out there, it'll obviously be reprinted at some point because it hasn't even come out yet. Of course, there's going to be more of it. But yeah, I would be surprised at $200 a box, but you never know, I guess.
Those Costco boxes, with 151 or whatever, how they have like the 210s and the ETB for 151. I was there today, and the whole palette picked through. No 151, it was just all the Zenith ones all lined up. It was funny to see. I was like, ooh.
Evolutions had the reprint Surfing Pikachu. Celebrations had the surfing. I guess that's true. It just would have fit theme, It would have fit theme for the I'm
always here for a Surfing Pikachu.
What's your guys' opinion on TCG Player making Japanese listings available?
I think it's cool. I like it.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it'll run into the same issue that I have with English TCG Player, which is I can't judge the condition because nobody adds photos. So I just don't buy on it.
Yeah.
But, I'll probably stick to the outlets that I currently use just because I can actually get pictures and get a decent idea of what the condition of the card is.
I've never had like a perfect TCG purchase. It's always like when I buy, there's like 2, 3, whatever handful of cards that are not as described whatsoever. So it's frustrating.
And it sucks because near mint, everyone's always said this, but like near mint is PSA 7 to PSA 10. So like if you get a card that looks like a PSA 7 in a near mint package, it's like technically you probably shouldn't complain because it's technically near mint. But it's like in my mind that would be like heavy play, light play, or something like that. Correct. But it's just a weird thing with like the grading standards don't meet the TCG Player standards. Like there's a difference in that, and it's just strange. I don't know. That's why I agree with Mason, and Grimer just said it too. There should be a section for unplayed. So if you go like unplayed, near mint, and then down the line.
That's an interesting take, but I like it. Also, like played and unplayed kind of.
I like in Japan they have a whole scale from like S to F. And they even do like this is an A+, this is an A-, this is a B+, this is a B, this and there it's a whole like scale all the way down, kind of minutia on the different websites and stuff, which is obviously more detailed at least than throwing 7 or 6 4 grades into near mint. 151 single prices are crazy. They are. It's very true.
To the moon. Sell.
Had some crazy graded sales here recently, which is probably causing that.
Yeah.
What's your guys' thoughts of 151? Do you think there will be a reprint? I think anything could be reprinted right now. So
I think if it doesn't get a reprint by the holidays, it's gonna go a little bit bonkers.
That's the perfect set to reprint for the holiday.
It 100%. I agree.
So many people would buy ETBs for their kids. It's the most popular set of the block. Like
it would sell like crazy.
151 should be printed as much as Crown Zenith has been printed.
Agree.
And I don't know why.
I totally agree. I don't understand the bias on that because I don't know hot take or not, but I think I like Crown Zenith more than 151.
Ooh, Crown Zenith is great.
But I don't. But it is. It's like it's printed way more than 151 right now. But I think now's the time to reprint 151. So, and I think it would do just like you said. I think it would just boom. I think there's no stopping any type of 151. And so I want them to reprint it. I want them to reprint it now so we can get more of it.
Well, just like in the Japanese market, they reprinted 151. Boxes got down to like 55 for like a couple months, and now they're back up. Like 100 plus.
Exactly that.
So it's like 150. I don't even know if you can print enough 150.
Yeah,
people love that set, and I think people love that set because there's kind of a lack of a lot of other stuff to be hype about. But Surging Sparks might be the set to spark. The hype with the rest of the block. But
I think that set coming out is probably gotten people most excited since 151. I think people are actually excited for like looking forward to it. Now it's like everybody's kind of intrigued by it right now and seeing what it was. It's like getting everybody motivated again and the morale up.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't want to be too negative.
Grimer says that if it's not in Black Friday sales, he'd be shocked. I hope it is, Grimer.
Yeah, I would agree. Surging Sparks is very strong.
Cold Pika is a juicer.
Yeah. I think Surging Sparks is a nice looking set.
Heard.
I don't think it's a bad set by any means, but do I think it's like an amazing set? No, but I think it's good.
It is good.
It's solid. But yeah, it is. Do you find it hard sometimes to like? What I'm about to say is not associated to any particular person. Do you find it hard to like? Do you think people are good at separating like what they're successful with like their personal opinions? Like sometimes for me, it feels like people hype up modern because they break modern or they sell modern or they do that stuff. So they don't talk negatively about the modern sets because they want people to buy the modern sets. So there's a part of me that's like, why like I sell modern, like PSA 10s and stuff like that, but I still come on and I'm like, yeah, Surging Sparks kind of like meh for me.
Yeah.
I'm not like Surging Sparks is the next greatest thing, you know, but it's like, I understand, you know, like if you really hated a grading card company, like if I really hated PSA and then all of a sudden I'm selling a bunch of PSA cards, you'd be like, that is a conflict of interest. What are you doing? So I understand it from that perspective, but I also think like it's hard for me to figure out if people are actually like, am I actually getting your personal opinion on this, or are you saying it? Are you saying this because you sell it and you want people to be hype about it, you know, at release?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think there's a large amount of streamers and people who do that, like for sure. But then I've seen like Nick stream and he's like, I hate this set. He's like going up for $1, you know, it'll like throw it up there.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on the person. If I don't like something, I'll say it, but that's few far in between because I always like to run stuff I like.
Yeah.
But there has been times, I think I ran the Kingdra and the Greninja promo, and I was running the Greninja, but I was saying that the Kingdra's way better than that card. And then somebody was like, geez, way to sell the card. But like, whatever, like that was my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think it comes down to people. But I do think people show stuff that they don't like here and there. But the real ones stay real, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you aren't chasing the Durant or Alolan Executor alt art? You know what? I purchased an Alolan Executor alt art just for Chef and his stream.
And when I got here, I was saying I like the Durant, so
I'll probably end up buying a couple of those too.
I like that you can line them up, and the ants go marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah! I love it.
What do you think of this rocket set? I feel like there is so much hype behind the rocket set. One thing that I was thinking about this morning, actually in the shower or something, I was like, they could really screw up the rocket set because how do you implement Pokemon from this era with a rocket set? Because Team Rocket is not a part of the current anime at all. It's not a part of the Scarlet and Violet era at all. So how do you go from not having Team Rocket in the era at all to then now bringing back Team Rocket, but then do you is it going to be like a Team Rocket set, but it's actually going to be like the new bad guys are going to be like the Team Rocket set, or is it going to be actually Rocket?
I think they'll do actually Rocket, but it's odd. That's a good take what you said. Like, I don't know how they're going to implement that jumping into Scarlet and Violet. I think we're gonna overhype it, and I think it's going back to Wonder. I think it's like what he said. They're gonna give us just enough, and then everybody's gonna dog it, say, "Oh, I wish it was so much better. It could have been so much better." But I think it'll ultimately still be a good set. And then to go back to what Squeaks is saying about light and dark Pokemon, I think that's it. All rides kind of on that for sure. But I don't think it's gonna be like every card crazy. But I don't know. Like Crown Zenith like blew my mind. 70 Galarian Gallery cards are just banger after banger. So who knows? Who knows? I'm excited for it, but I think we're naturally going to overhype it. And then because we overhyped it, we're going to look at it sideways when it comes out. But fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Grimer says SP doesn't have bad guys like Rocket. Well, they, at least in the anime, well, I guess they don't really follow the anime when it comes to the cards. Usually they follow the games. So I guess you'd have to look at the Scarlet and Violet games and figure out who the bad guys were. Because I was thinking, because I watched the first couple episodes of the anime, or the first like 3, like the intro, the intro mission thing. And I was like, damn, this is actually really good. Like, I don't know if you watched any of it. It's actually really solid. Well, the first 3 episodes they're in Kanto, and then they leave, so I stopped watching.
So I saw the Sprigatito episode, and that was that. But yeah, they leave Kanto, you're done.
But it was cool because they actually Cerulege is really awesome. He's like the main villain Pokemon. So that was really cool. And I like the bad guys. I like the good like crew of the airship that Nico gets with. I mean, I liked it so far. I got to keep watching it, but
I like Captain Pika.
Yeah, the Pikachu cool. And Charizard, of course, in the first episode. Gotta have them. But yeah, I thought it was cool so far. But yeah, I guess typically the cards follow the games and not the anime, because we haven't had a whole lot of like Ash cards.
No.
Because it was mostly red that they followed. So that makes sense.
I love the Reds cards.
But didn't Scarlet and Violet have? There was like they had like the Reviv Room, and it was like a little boss. I don't remember. It was like a little boss fight thing with the Reviv Room. I didn't play that game. I didn't like it all that much.
I stopped playing it because it was glitchy.
Yeah.
Spotty.
So Grooves kind of said what I kind of disagreed with. Modern's where you make quick money, can't talk too much shit on a product you don't want to sell. I mean, if I don't like it, I'm gonna talk shit about it.
Yeah,
but I'm still gonna sell it.
I'll sell it. I'm gonna state my opinion on it, but I'm gonna still sell it.
Yeah. As one thing that Dan does is like Dan gives you like, he'll say like, don't buy from me. Like don't buy from my TCG player because nothing is PSA 10 worthy. Yeah. like you can act against your own interests if you feel like you're, you want to be honest.
Yeah.
With the people you're selling to. Can we cut to the chase and make this live shirtless? Team Star weren't actually evil. Oh, remember when? I'm gonna be that old guy again. Uh-oh. Remember when your rival was actually mean to you? Yeah. I remember the rival in Gen 2, who's like a complete dick the whole time. He steals from the place, and he drops his little ID like right in front of you so you can see his name and everything. The smell you later with Gary constantly. But
Grammar's right. He's saying that the Eevee set is next, and nobody's talking about it. He's right. Nobody's talking about Eevee. There's no noise about Eevee. There's nothing about that set going on. I haven't heard anything.
Eevee's had a lot of love here recently. I mean, you had Evolving Skies, which is the most hype set of all, and frankly, like there's no way they're going to top the alternate arts from Evolving Skies, especially if the arts are going to have the hats. Like,
yeah, the hats.
It's just going to be so hard for them to top what they did with Evolving Skies. So it already has to kind of live up to something that is already like the pinnacle of modern Pokemon, which is going to be really difficult. And then on top of that, like we've seen Eevee a lot. We had the Nagaba Eevees. Mm-hmm. We had Evolving Skies. Mm-hmm. We had, I mean, I guess those are probably the two most kind of modern things. But
we got the one card in Scarlet and Violet on what's that? The AR. The what set is that Eevee?
Oh,
I'm like,
Crimson. Well, I'm
is
thinking
it?
the
It's
Japanese
Crimson
one,
Haze,
Crimson
right?
Haze. Yeah.
Crimson Haze.
That's a really nice EV card.
What? Big time. So if they do something like that, or if they do another version where they're all evolved, that'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
To go with that card, that'd be kind of crazy.
That was one thing that seemed weird about 151 is there were no EVs. But I think maybe they pulled it for this EV set. They were like, oh, we're not going to put EV in 151. We're going to put the EVs in the EV set coming out later, which would make sense. But yeah, I think the EV set has a lot of hype to live up to, or a lot of like, it's got big shoes to fill when the shoes are already like there. So
yeah, Grimer.
It's going to be tough. And I think people just genuinely do not like the hats.
I don't think anybody likes hats.
I think
like even because I'll bounce stuff off my kids, like my daughter specifically, because she bounces around and kind of likes the cards. I'll be like, what do you think of this? And then she has mentioned some like, oh, I don't like the thing on their head. I don't like the hat or the crown thing. But every now and then one will come by where she likes it, like the Lapras or something. It kind of, I think you can get by on
some it works. Yeah.
I don't think the Pikachu looks terrible in the set coming up, but I ultimately like get rid of the hats. Dear God, please get rid of them.
Yeah. Where's the, did they sell out? They must have sold the 3
That's
that they
crazy.
had. Yeah, I don't see it
funny.
anymore. Does that one have the hat?
I think so, and he's looking back.
Should be. Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Magneton sell out too.
That quick.
Interesting.
Gone.
Yeah, people doing first to market plays. That's always fun. But yeah, I don't know. For me, not a big fan of the hats. I think the hats look okay on Executor. I think the Executor card looks pretty cool with the hats because it almost looks like Christmas tree lights or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
But I think most of them, the hats are almost as bad as Alolan Executor's hair.
Oh my God, it's so bad. Or the Diglett or Dugtrio or whatever hair. Yeah, so bad. I saw that card. I was just laughing so hard.
The only Pokemon that got hair that's actually awesome is Mega Ampharos. With the 80s hairband locks.
Yeah.
So good.
The Diglets are so funny. And it's like the Bob, you know? It's crazy.
So weird. Oh, man. Yeah, that is crazy that there isn't more hype around the EV set. People are talking about Rocket.
It's completely getting overshined right now. Yep. Yeah. Between all the market talk and everything else going on. I think we're sleeping on it.
It's really interesting. I probably won't lean in too far to Super Electric Breaker stuff. If the EV set's coming. Because the EV probably lean pretty heavily into the EVs.
Yeah, I would go with EVs and Rocket for sure.
Yeah.
Lean into that.
Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon did not have Altarts and Evolving Skies. Well, they had the promos.
They have the promos.
But yeah, they didn't have them in the set.
Do you like the Vs? I guess this is for everybody. The Vs or the V Maxes in Evolving Skies? Because I think the Vs are better than the V Maxes. And sometimes I get roasted on that.
The Rayquaza V is so much better.
So much better.
The Umbreon V
is
so much
every
better.
One of the Vs is way better. Every one of them.
Yeah.
The
Umbreon V is 1,000 times better than the V Max.
Yes.
Than the Moonbreon.
All of them. Same thing with the Glaceon. Just come on.
Yeah. Nope, I agree. People hype up the Moonbreon, but I love the Umbreon V just because he looks like he's like the mob boss of the city. He's sitting on top of that thing. All the people are like looking up at him, like, "Hey, what's next, boss?"
Yeah,
He just looks badass. But yeah, yep. Let's see. We don't know anything else, right, for future sets. It's just the Rocket set and the EV set at this point.
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to think if there's anything else far out. Oh,
one thing I want to mention to you guys, kind of a little self-plug, is I started a members only series on my YouTube channel. So if you're a member, you get special access to an extra hour of content every week of me playing a video game.
Ooh.
So the first 3 games I played were Pokemon. I forget what is it called?
Short and sweet.
No, it was some weird Pokemon game. Hold on. Gale of Darkness. Pokemon XT Gale of Darkness. I played Final Fantasy 3 and I played Dead Space.
Gotta play Overwatch.
Overwatch?
Yeah, it's my jam.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'll jump on Overwatch. We were talking about that in Weedles. A lot of people in Weedles stream play Overwatch. So there's been a couple times where everybody kind of syncs up and plays. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, neat.
Yeah. I like Overwatch.
I haven't played Overwatch in a long time. I used to just be a Soldier 76 guy, just run around and shoot people.
My son crushes it as him.
Gotta play that Chrono Trigger if you like RPGs. I played Chrono Trigger in the past once. I think I got like a bad ending or something and then stopped. I think there's a ton of different endings to that game, but that is a fun one. What's going on, Ernie?
What up, Ernie?
Ernie was in Japan not too long ago.
What?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ernie, but I think you flew into Singapore, played like a tournament for a game, and did like a Pokemon deal or something, and then flew to Japan for a few days, and then flew home.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty cool vacation.
Yeah. That flight is crazy, though.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome, though, to go play and then bounce over Japan. That's all. I want to go to Japan so bad, and I want to see Shug so bad over there. So bad.
You have to go to South Japan.
Yeah. Oh, Ernie said he just made a 4-hour braised oxtail stew. Oh, that sounds so good. I love oxtail, and that's the way to do it. You braise it just like that. So Ernie knows what's up with the oxtail.
I've never had oxtail.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. I see it in like Asian cuisine and like island, like Jamaican and Bahamian stuff like that. Crush it with the oxtail and the roti and all that. Fire. There's a lot of that in South Florida, Miami. Big time.
We went to a really good Mexican restaurant.
Here?
Where? In Chicago.
Where?
I
was there?
Oh, you guys did the dinner
at the other spot.
Yeah.
And then you guys stayed. That's what Mason. Oh, yeah. That place was cool.
It was good. It was solid. Yeah. Want to go to Sapporo so bad? Well, you know what, Grimer? You can go to Sapporo. Chef can go to literally opposite ends of Japan, man. You got to go all the way north. Chef's got to go all the way south to meet Shug.
Yeah. I want to meet Shug so bad.
I'll just stay in Tokyo and wait for you guys. No, I do want to. Why can't I think of the name of the place? Okinawa. I do want to go to Okinawa and I want to go to Sapporo. I mean, I want to be one of those people who can just randomly take like a month off from work to go travel. Like, I don't know how people do that, but some people do that. I would love to be, because I would literally start at the tip of Japan and work my way down to the other tip of Japan.
Could you imagine?
It would be so much fun. You just rent like an RV and drive the whole way.
That'd be so amazing.
That'd be sick. Y'all decided when the next big card con is? No, I don't think so.
No,
I think it'll be next year sometime.
It'll have to be next year. It's not going to be this one. Yeah, HomieCon. Grimer knows. I think HomieCon's the next. Honestly, in our world, that's like the next biggest thing. I think we're just plugged in on HomieCon versus Collecticon. But I prefer it. I prefer HomieCon over Collecticon all day long.
I think there's quite a few people looking at the two card parties. Unfortunately, the Tampa card party's in like June, which would suck because it'd be super hot.
And it's rainy season in Florida. People don't know that.
And then Seattle is in October or November or something like that, somewhere in the fall.
They should have flip-flopped.
Yeah, they definitely should have flip-flopped that. And then I mean, there will be 12 Collecticons next year or something. So I'm sure Charlotte will be one that a lot of people go to. That seems to be, kind of a regular one, because there's there's a lot of people who are local. You know, you got Rusty, you got Wonder, you got us, you got, you know, a bunch of people.
Yeah, so far away, big time.
Yeah, Ernie's West Coast.
They
Maybe
need
the
to
Seattle one.
They need to put Collecticon in Raleigh. They need to add one to Raleigh. I think it's strong enough to support both Charlotte and Raleigh.
They can just move Charlotte to Raleigh.
They should move Charlotte to Raleigh because Raleigh has a better setup for it. All the Collecticon head honchos over there, you're listening, move it to Raleigh.
The Raleigh Convention Center is actually badass.
Yes, I know.
There?
Yes,
yeah.
They do the Lego convention there, and like it's awesome.
Sick. Yeah,
I don't know why they don't move it.
Apparently, Dallas is going to be first show of the year again.
Yeah,
I got to go to a Texas one because I want Texas barbecue so bad.
I might go to the Dallas one because I have a friend, one of my best friends since I was a kid, moved to Dallas, and I haven't seen him in like 10 years at least, over 10. It has to be like 10 years.
Yeah.
And I gotta see it. He just moved to Dallas like a couple weeks ago. So when I heard we were talking about that the other day, the Dallas trip, and I was like, ooh, I might be able to kill two birds with one stone on that trip. So I am very interested in doing the Dallas one, actually.
So I have a question for you, Chef.
Uh-oh.
Can I take Dan's food takes seriously?
You might. I think so. I think so.
Should I?
I think Dan.
Because Dan went to the one barbecue place that I've like always wanted to go and was like, it was okay.
No, so I think that's accurate because everybody will tell me to go to a barbecue place, and majority of the time it's like, it's all right. I can do better. But so Dan is like perfected his brisket and all that stuff, where he's probably not wrong, where he makes it better than those places. The other thing is they're trying to keep up with demand. So if those people are smoking one day ahead, it ruins the whole barbecue experience. You have to be like that day, like fresh. It's like Hispanic food. Fresh is better. Like it's only good when it's like the most fresh and authentic and everything else like that. Smoking meats and everything, it's so dry, like one day after or anything. So you got to be like on the money. That's why some good places will sell until they sell out and close. But that's like a good model. Like you want to go to that spot because it's all fresh. But I think he is probably accurate on his takes because I'm like that with pulled pork. I don't think anybody, I've never had a pulled pork better than mine. And when I go to try one, it's just dry, flavorless. There's nothing going on with it, so I don't care for it. But I don't know. I want to try Dan's cooking so bad, at least the smoked meats or whatever, so bad because I want to see what he's all about. I want to put him to the test.
Maybe HomieCon should be in the backwoods of New York.
Yeah,
Dan
right.
can just smoke meat for everybody.
Yeah. At HomieCon, hopefully I get to cook or do something a little bit more staying at the house and like we can throw down and get groceries, something like that.
If we get something like this place,
I'm not leaving that place.
There's got to be at least one grill on this patio.
If not, I'll buy like a $20 charcoal grill. Who cares? Charcoal's the best. Charcoal's awesome. That place is crazy. Everybody's got to see that. You got to show that to everybody.
Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't want to like dox the address. Or no, the address doesn't come up, does it? Can I get better? Okay, there we go. Let me see if I can pull it up.
That place is nice, dude.
It's like perfect for it.
It is for that many people.
How do I add item? Nope, hold on. Nope, cancel. Nope, present. Share screen. Select a tab. Where is it? This one. Okay. Here's the place.
Yes. Already, yes. Yes. Just on every picture, yes.
You got to see the outside of it.
Yes. Yeah. Grimer's got to see the outside.
You got to see the
Grimer.
outside.
It's made for you, Grimer. Look at this kitchen with the island. Gas stove.
Look at the wall treatments.
That's all I need is gas
stove. Look at this.
That's crazy. Wait for it, Grimer.
We're almost there. It sleeps 15.
Oh, look at that swing. No more bunks. No more.
Look at all.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Like that's wild looking.
Those look way more cozy.
This is here in Raleigh.
Oh, Professor Oak, what up?
What up, Oak?
Shampoo dispenser. Gold plated. Look at that, Grimer.
Look.
Where's your pole now? right there.
It's got axe throwing,
Grimer.
and archery.
I'm so happy.
Kayaks.
Look at that kayak. That's got Bierski's name
look at
all
this
over
outside fire pit.
Bierski's a kayaker. Look at
Look
that.
at that outside
So much
fire
Pokemon
pit.
talk right there. Look at that. Paddle boats.
Hold on. Look
Woo!
at that. Look at that Grimer.
Yeah. Grimer knows. It's
Hold on.
crazy.
So that's the pond. It also has a pool, but it's also right next
there.
to a river. You get a river, a pond, and a pool.
What is happening? We got to do it.
And if we got 15 people, I think it's like $100 per night per person, which is like
That's awesome.
super cheap.
Sign me up.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Sign me up.
I've seen enough take my money.
Yeah.
Bro, this place is wild.
Crazy. That's like everybody likes everything from there.
Yeah, it's like
right. It's got a little bit for everybody.
It's really only a location. Like people might be like, oh, I don't want to fly all the way across to like Raleigh or whatever. Like we could probably find something more central for people, but I feel like most of us are on the East Coast anyway, or most people that would go are like Midwest or East Coast. But yeah,
Oak, you gotta go. Come on, Oak. Come on. I gotta meet you some point. Come on. Or we gotta get in the kitchen together at some point, please.
Let's go.
Please.
Dude, you and Oak in the kitchen?
What? Come on. I'm dying for that moment.
Yeah. That place was crazy.
That place is
13 beds, 3 baths. You could easily probably do 15 people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the East
spot,
Coast is way better for the big gathering. Yeah.
And it's in like Knightdale area.
Oh,
it's like
right there.
Right over that way. Yeah.
Oh, so we could like, so that's not far if you wanted to go, if everybody wanted to go downtown or do anything.
It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, that's not crazy at all. Whoa, man.
And we'd have 2 people who would have cars.
Yeah.
So we could transport.
Book it now. Book it.
I was looking at like,
gosh.
Honestly, like May would probably be like best because that's like right before it gets hot. Like early June, maybe you start to get into like hot range, like second half of June. But yeah, like May time would be like perfect.
I'm all about the homie con.
It'd be crazy.
That place is wild.
Yeah, Oak, you definitely would have to be there for sure. I can't believe Oak used to be a TV chef.
Yeah,
he was on TV with
yeah, it was like ABC or like something like that.
That's crazy.
We should.
All right, Oak, shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Oh man, spring is slow for regular cons usually too. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that would be super fun. I sent it over to Bierski and Ponga, and they were like, Ponga was like, as long as I can get my own room. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. No, I think they were both like, damn, that would be sick.
Yeah. Professor. So naughty.
Yeah, that would be super cool.
It would.
But it might be tough to convince people to fly down for.
It's hard coordinating that many people to do anything.
Yeah.
You should see me trying to coordinate 15 servers to do anything. It's like that.
Yeah. Yep. But well.
Yep.
Window. Oh yes. That's a kitchen term, right? Window.
Window.
Yeah.
Please, hands, service. Now, put the drink down. Hot food first.
Look at the week going into one of the Collecticons. It's not close to Charlotte. It's like a 3-hour drive from Charlotte.
It is. Charlotte's
usually in September, like August, September time. So it'd be more like fallish.
You could do that if everybody road tripped it to the Charlotte one.
You probably have to rent like a bus or something, or like a van.
Yeah, because there's so many of us. Yeah.
Can you rent a van? I'm trying to think. Can you rent a van from one like rental place to another, or do you
Oh,
always
yeah.
have to drop off a rental place like
No.
at the?
You could take that sucker, like you could rent a U-Haul and drive it, and then
U-Haul.
drop it.
Yeah,
that's what we'll do. We'll just cram everybody in a U-Haul,
big U-Haul van,
and just go.
Yeah. There you go.
That'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah, that'd be sick. We could probably get Wonder
Mm-hmm.
for the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and then us two, and then Ponga and Bierski. That's 5, and then can we ask you both questions and you answer at the same time? Sure, we can do we can do like a 3, 2, 1.
Do it.
Party bus. What's up, Birch?
What up, Birch?
It's nice meeting you this weekend.
Birch is the man. I love Birch.
I may have met him.
His wife is super nice too.
Charlotte, I don't remember.
Yeah, everybody's
Charlotte,
wife is
Birch?
awesome. They're all super nice.
Everybody's super. I was saying that.
But
the other day.
sometimes there's like a
somebody, I was
crazy
like-
wife. There's like one that you're like, nobody has a crazy wife.
No.
Nobody was like, none of that.
there isn't a single person that we hung out with this weekend, or that I've hung out with on any of these weekends where I'm like, that guy is
Yeah,
a no-go.
Yeah, who's
Like-
that? There was none of that. There was
No.
none of that. Who's that guy?
No, everyone's cool.
It was cool. It was
yeah.
really cool. Finally meeting Spat and stuff. He was really cool.
Yeah, Spat's nice.
Everything was awesome.
Spat's nice. My wife's crazy.
All right, so Brad, don't bring her. Uh-oh, question.
Pokemon told jokes. Which would be the funniest? Oh, which Pokemon would be the funniest at telling jokes?
At telling jokes? Mime sucks. So it can't be him. He's not funny. Oh. I don't know. Jigglypuff is a low-key roaster. She's like Sharpieing everybody.
Jigglypuff's funny.
Jigglypuff's a good one.
Who has like a funny vibe to them?
That's a tough one. What are you doing to us, Oak?
Which Pokemon has a funny vibe? I don't know. Gengar?
Oh,
Gengar's
Gengar would be
always
a good
funny.
one. Yeah, Gengar would be a good one.
He's always messing with people.
Thanks. Thanks. Thought it was going to be a rapid fire, and it's a lot of thought going on. Yeah, Gengar would be a good one. I like
The Gengar and
Connor
Haunter
with
are
the
always
funny-
messing with
they're all
people. Yeah,
goofing around. Man.
probably that.
Yeah. All right. We'll set on that.
Isn't there a clown? Is it a Blacephalon? Isn't he supposed to be like a clown Pokemon, sort of?
I have no idea.
He's an Ultra Beast, so he looks freaking weird, but he has like a clown thing going on. I don't know if he tells jokes. He doesn't look like he has a face, so I'm not sure. Yeah, awesome to meet you too, Berg. She was great. It was great. Yeah, everyone's super nice.
Isn't it crazy though? That's something that I talk with Wonder with all the time, like how remarkable the people are in this hobby. Squeeze kind of touched on that a little bit too last night. But that's like the one thing I like most about the hobby is everybody is incredibly nice.
Well, everyone's at
incredibly
different
genuine.
levels too, but everyone still intermingles and has fun. Like,
yes,
like
very much.
yeah, people are at different like statuses in terms of like the fact that Charlie will just or
Yes.
Charlie or Gem Mint or those guys will just sit at a table with a bunch of us
Yeah.
like people and just
Yeah.
have fun, or like Radar
Yes.
or those people who've been in it for so long, and but they just want to be
It's true.
around people too, like
crazy.
just like everyone else. So it's cool that
It is remarkable. Because half the time I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have no business being at this table right now. I have zero business, and I
dude,
just say,
Charlotte, that was just like every minute of that weekend was just like, what am I doing here?
yeah.
What was your guys' favorite they mentioned from the Game Freak leaks? I didn't see much apart
I
from
didn't
like
see
the
much.
weird stuff. I thought the Blastoise,
It's like
alpha
Pokemon
thing,
telenovelas over here.
yeah, it was weird.
The 12 corazones.
Blastoise sprite. Oh god, I'm gonna go to images and it's gonna be some weird shit. This.
But that's why War Turtle was like that. It was supposed to be
Right.
a completely different direction.
So this was like the leaked potential sprite. I think it looks pretty cool.
I
It's
think it
it's-
looks cool
it's
too.
like
I
an
like the
actual
cannon
evolution
still,
from
but I do
Coral.
think it is pretty cool actually.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But yeah, there were a bunch of these
The
like
cannons are savage.
first sprite ideas that came out, and there were some cool ones. But question 2: if you had to make an evolution, what type would it be in name? Well, my type would be Ghost.
Yeah,
I think that would be sick.
A ghost one would be sick.
It would be like a dead Eevee.
Samesies. Samesies. Ghost is really good.
And then I'm trying to think of
a name.
It would obviously be like Eon, so something Eon. Not Ghost Eon. That's kind of lame.
Ghost Eon.
What are synonyms for ghost?
That is a good question.
Ghost synonym. Raytheon.
Raytheon.
Solion.
Hallucion. Hallucion?
Spookion.
Yeah, Spookion.
Spectre. No, that doesn't work. Ghoulion. That's a pretty good one. I like that.
Ghoulion. There you go.
Yeah, it would be ghost type, and it would be Ghoulion is a good name for that. I like that.
That'd be kind of sick.
A dead Eevee. Yeah, an Eevee that dies.
Eevee, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Reincarnated
dead Eevee herd.
Man, I like that.
That's pretty neat, though.
I can't believe we haven't had a new evolution for like 10 years.
Yeah, we're due.
Sylveon was the last one. That was.
It's gonna blow our mind,
but
we're due.
X and Y. That had to be like 10 years ago.
Mm. I like a lot of Leafeon arts. I think Leafeon is one that gets a lot of arts.
Leafeon, has great artworks, but it's like the least popular.
I know. And I think some of the Leafeon cards are like some of the best out of the evolutions or some of the sets. I think the Leafeons look good.
Yeah.
Mason. What up, Mason?
I got to see Mason. Mason is the best.
Mason is the best.
Mason's great.
Mason said something very nice to me. I'm not going to repeat it, but he said something very nice. And then I was extremely flattered by it. And I went to express that. And he told me to shut it. And he said, just enjoy that moment. And he walked away from me. And I said, okay.
Yeah, Mason's awesome.
I love Mason. He's such a good guy. So much fun. I can't get out of work and do a kitchen simulator, though. I'll lose it. So much respect to Mason for that.
You should do. There's got to be a kitchen like cleanup simulator.
Oh my gosh!
Could you imagine?
No.
Like a washing dishes simulator.
No. Yeah, I can't do it.
Oh man.
Hive tried to get us to play that game, Cooked or Overcooked or something like that.
Oh yeah, Overcooked is fun,
dude. Made me so mad because it's not practical how they're prepping it. They want you to do this, do that, and it's not. It's like, no, I'm going to prep all of this at one, line up the plates, go boom, 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 and knock it all out. Like, we're here to get it done. Overcooked. Yeah, Overcooked.
Yeah, Overcooked, yeah.
And it doesn't let you, it doesn't let you, like, do it the way it should be done. It makes you, like, do it a very longer way. I hate it. It's not practical in my world. So my chef brain is like, oh, I could get it done like this. And then it makes you do it a complete opposite way. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Is definitely rage-inducing.
Yeah, such a stressful game of nonsense. Agree. Thank you, Oak.
Do not play it with your significant other. Yes. You will want to kill each other at some point.
Chef Wayne cooking mama would be peak.
Cooking mama.
But it is. It's so I was stressed out. Ask Hive Mind. He was like laughing at me because I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, it should be like this. It was bizarre. It's not how you can't even do it how it should be done. So I was very frustrated in that game, and I wanted to just burn the kitchen down.
And that is a fun game, yeah.
Yeah. Oak knows.
Oh man, I wonder if there are any chef games that are like realistic, like simulator essentially. Like,
I don't know.
Like good sim.
We could put them to the test though.
Right, you could.
Let's
Cooking simulators with chef, and you can roast how bad they are.
I will, because Overcooked made me so mad.
Well, I wouldn't call that a simulator.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That's like a party game.
My kitchen never caught on fire though.
Oh,
Hives did. Hives burned his down.
Oh man, Mason, how are you doing, man? What's going on? How was the they had like a regionals or something hosted at their place while he was at
Oh, really?
Collecticon, yeah.
I didn't know that.
I thought they had some big event that was happening that he wasn't going to be there for.
Oak. I get you.
I hope that helps reduce.
Yeah, pause the game. Yeah, chefs be kicking it back like crazy.
Oh man,
it's funny at Collecticons. Out of everybody, Chef is pretty tame. Out of everybody, you would think Chef would be the one furthest gone in the wildest. I don't know.
I would say though, one thing too that I really like about our group of people is there isn't ever, well, I don't go out like late with people like to the casino or whatever, but everyone just kind of does their own thing. There's no like pressure from people to like, you're not drinking. You want to, here's nobody another cares. Like nobody's like feeding people booze. Nobody's like, everyone just does their own thing, and nobody really gives a shit. We all just have a good time the way that we want to, which is cool.
That's cool, Mason.
Regionals was sick. 3 of my guys made day 2. Hell yeah.
That's awesome, Mason. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Proud Papa over there. That's pretty neat.
Do you have Cardinal jerseys? CNA Games jerseys for your guys?
I need a CNA hoodie. I need shirts from you too, or hoodies or something. I need merch. I made my own merch. Word.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that sweatshirt.
Yeah, the guy foo.
The walrus
sweatshirt. His face was so funny when I walked in, and when I was wearing it.
Did you just walk in wearing it?
I did. They were all sitting at the restaurant, and we walked in after, and they're like 10 deep.
You walked in public wearing it? Oh, that's epic.
It's funny when I'm wearing it with him. It's not funny when I'm without him wearing it. It's like, what in the world?
That's funny.
But it was funny. We would see people like walking, and he would be in front of me, and they would see Walrus. And then they would see my hoodie and start like laughing, or like some people who got it would crack up.
That's good.
It was a good time.
That's good. They actually do have jerseys. That's sick.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
That's awesome. We all need to take a trip to CNA. Yeah. I told Mason.
Grimer knows.
I told Mason I wanted to do a video where it was like shadowing him for a day as like a card shop owner.
Mason?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And he told me basically, why would you want to do that?
Oh,
That's so boring. I'm like, no, it's not. It's freaking great.
That's honestly, I'm like really into that, because there's not many people who are doing the card shops. And then every time somebody brings it up, Mason's like, don't do it. So it'd be extremely interesting to see like that whole behind the scenes and everything. I'm all about it. I've always been interested in that.
Yeah, it'd be like day in the life of a card shop owner.
No, I wish I could take the camera into the kitchen, but I can't like that. But that'd be cool too. You can see what I see.
Do you like the guys on like TikTok and stuff who I feel like some of them have gotten really famous? Like there's one guy that just like makes sandwiches.
Oh,
is it like a Subway guy or whatever?
Yeah, no, I don't like that stuff.
Where it's just they wear like a GoPro and then it's just there every day.
I don't watch that stuff. I don't like I like the POV stuff when it's something good. When it's just like sandwiches and stuff, not so much. There's like an Italian guy that I've seen on Instagram, and he runs like a New York deli kind of whatever, and that's kind of entertaining because you get all the New York and all that, and it's kind of funny. But I don't like that. But I also get offended when like some cute girls on there making one dish on Instagram and she's a chef and has 150 million followers, and I'm like, what? Or like the food critics. Yeah. Like everyone's a food, just because you got 1 million followers, you're a food critic, but you've never worked in a restaurant a day in your life and know nothing about food. Yeah. So I get upset about that. I'll go on a rant about that.
Do you think that it should be? I kind of think that in some of the Pokemon space stuff too, but do you think it should be necessary for like, I kind of think about people who do reviews and stuff where it's like, if you're going to write reviews on a movie, for instance, and you want to be taken seriously, I feel like you should have done some film school. Like you should,
I agree.
You should understand what it takes to make a movie before you critique a movie.
Agreed.
You think the same with like cooking?
Food, yes, absolutely.
Like you should have.
You should not be a
experience.
food blogger or anything, or reviewer, anything like that, if you weren't like a GM and a sommelier or whatever, or an executive chef. Like you shouldn't be allowed to have an opinion.
But that's like a serious one though.
Yeah, that's a serious.
Because like I think there are some. What is it? Like best damn review. Who's the skinny kid that like wears a suit and like eats all the new like Wendy's shit and it got like really he just does it for entertainment.
That's
I think
funny.
there are some people that do it just for entertainment purposes or like for their own personal, but I could see like if you're being a serious food critic or a serious movie critic and you have no experience in the kitchen or in film school, like
I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. I don't know this hot dog guy. I got to see this hot dog guy. Mason said there's a hot dog dude POV. That's pretty good. I got to see it.
There are quite a few like food trucks that do. There's a food truck that I think is genius. It's a bring your own bag food truck. So you bring like your own bag of chips and then they fill it up with,
I've seen that.
With like the nacho cheese and the beef and like
that's
the different.
cool,
That's pretty cool. They just rip the side of the bag and they just fill it with stuff. There's some really interesting review, bro. Yeah, that's the guy. The guy in the suit and stuff.
Review, bro.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's like
it sounds
like,
accurate.
Exactly. Think of like
okay. All right.
That is not like review, bro. That's not the person.
That's
but he wears like a
hilarious.
suit and then he reviews like fast food stuff.
That's really funny.
But yeah, he got really popular somehow. I don't know.
See, I don't like that. I don't like that because
but it's just for entertainment. It's not serious.
Yeah. If it's serious and then they go and they bash a place and they got like 5 million followers and it's like they have nothing to really stand on, I get mad because 5 million people see that and will be like comment. And it's like, come on, this guy has no idea. This guy just ripped 3 cigarettes before he started on his mashed potatoes and he's gonna say they're not seasoned. Like, get out of here.
What do you think about? Because I feel like social media definitely can kind of make and break restaurants. Where like a lot of before I went to Japan, like my entire feed was like Japan restaurants and stuff. But then when you get there, it's like these restaurants have like lines out the freaking door. Like you can't even get in. And then you can't even have a positive experience at the restaurant because this social media person went there one time, posted a video that got millions of views, busy. And now they're extremely busy. And I think it's the same thing with like the pizza guy. I forget what his name is.
The flop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barstool guy.
Yeah, I feel like it helps. It helps to some degree, but I feel like if a restaurant isn't ready for that amount of
they're gonna get dominated. They're gonna get crushed, and it's not gonna be that great.
Portnoy, Mike Portnoy.
Yeah, they're not gonna. But it's the same. I think I was saying this at the B&B. Like same thing with Michelin stars. Like there's a bunch of chefs who do not want a Michelin star, or they refuse them. They won't accept them because of that. It like makes your business crazy, and then if you lose it, it tanks your business, and there's all these like things that come with a Michelin star. Yeah. So I feel like it's kind of the same thing. And then when you start going volume, you sacrifice quality because you're just pumping it out and you need the sales and all that stuff. It's just a natural thing. So like when people are all booking to go eat at a restaurant on a holiday, and on the holiday I'm doing 1,000 covers, where on a Saturday I'm used to ripping 300-400. That Saturday is going to be way better than the 1,000 covers on whatever. You got a team who's exhausted. You got like, it's hard. It's hard to, I don't like reviews coming from holidays for that reason, because it's not an accurate picture of what we're doing or what we're
grand openings.
Yeah. Like same thing. Grand opening is the same thing, because you're just working out all the tweaks. And if people judge you off that, it's kind of dark. Yeah. To think, but yeah.
I just kind of expect that if a new restaurant opens, no matter what type of place it is, like the first couple of weeks, if you go, it's not going to be like the best experience.
No. And so when I opened mine, it took me 2 years really to get some decent people and decent things going, because I was making it happen the first year. The first year was so bad. It was rough. Like we were doing sales and numbers and all that. But as far as my team and experience, a lot of the good guys aren't going to come until you're established. So like the team members that I had, it was like, I remember opening and looking around at like my sous chef and the other partner. And I'm like, the best experience I have on the line is some dude from like Bojangles. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what are we going to do? And it was rough stuff, but it took me 2 years to really get the restaurant in a place that I wanted. But between sous chefs and teams and all that stuff, but it is like grand openings is tough. Holidays is tough. Like, don't judge a restaurant on holidays. Don't judge them on grand openings for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who sears a better steak, Chef or Charizard?
Me! For sure, Pool Father. I can crush those steaks left and right.
So, do you have a preferred way to cook a steak? Because some people are like, you got to sous vide and then sear,
Oh God, I hate
or you
sous vide.
have to reverse sear, or you have to sear. Because with what you did with the, what was it, beef loin that you made for us? You seared it on the grill and then you put it in the oven, right?
Every time I do that, yeah.
Okay. So
I will
you
always mark it first, whether it's grill or sear it or whatever, and finish in the oven. However, there's like reverse sears, and that works, and sous vide works. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. And then I guess old dog new tricks kind of thing. I that's how I learned by every chef I've ever worked under, and it'll always be like that for me. I don't like sous vides at all. I think they're crazy effective, but I think for proper like chefs and stuff, you can absolutely do without them. But for somebody to have it at their house or whatever, I think it'd be an awesome thing for somebody who doesn't really cook to use one of those.
So for sous vide, you get the internal temperature where you want it, and then you finish with a sear, right? Usually. Okay.
And it concentrates like whatever flavors or marinades you have, because it's like a slow cook. It's almost like like smoking meats, but not really. You're submerging in water in a bag, kind of.
Chef, did you allow the kitchen to have shift drinks?
It depends on the kitchen. So my first executive chef job, I ran an Irish pub in Brickell, Miami, and I did do that. At the end of the shift, we would all get sit at the bar and have like a drink and do that. Whereas now I'm in more of a corporate setting, absolutely not. Absolutely not at all. I've had some people who think they can shift drink, and I had to get rid of them, but no, but not. But I wish I can go back to that. As far as like, I wish I can like take my guys out for a drink or like do that, because you as a kitchen and it's like it really is like going to battle with a group of guys or girls every single day, right? Especially on the weekends and weeks, it's every single day. So when you have those moments as chefs or as a team where you guys are all getting drinks after, it is a extremely bonding moment. Or it's a lot of apologies. Hey, I'm sorry for what I said to you when I was in the weeds. Or, hey, I'm sorry, I was like this. I was just really busy. Or like, there's a lot of coming together that comes from that. But there's always people who take it too far. And then you're talking about cooks and chefs who have extremely bad habits with other stuff. So it gets a little crazy, but I do miss it sometimes. I've bought for like in the corporate setting that I've had, the closest I've got to that is there's a bar close to my restaurant or a restaurant yard house, and I bought like a tab. I'll go put like 1,000. Hey, you guys got like $500,000 or something on the tab. Go over there and have at it, and they go crazy over there. And they've done that. But yeah.
What do you think of? There's a really famous restaurant that I went to one time because when we moved, the moving people messed something up and we got this big gift card. So my stepdad took us to this. It's a steakhouse, and it's in Raleigh. It's famous. It's like the one that people say like, oh, you have to try. It's like in a barn.
Oh, Angus Barn.
Angus Barn.
Angus Barn.
How do you feel about that place?
I've never eaten there because I've never heard amazing things about the food. I hear the atmosphere there is amazing, but I've always heard the food's okay. Atmosphere amazing, food's okay. But I've never been there. I have met the people that run that restaurant because they eat at my job, and they're super kind, super nice. And the chef who runs that, he's like a legend in the area. Everybody knows him. He's got deals with PNC Arena that I want. And he's just kind of legendary to the area. But yeah, I've never personally been.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Yeah, we just went the one time because we had this big gift card. Was it Hooters, Java? No, it wasn't Hooters.
Was it Hooters, Java?
I've actually never been to a Hooters.
What?
There used to be a place that I went to one time in Illinois. Oh, it was like an Irish bar that was kind of the same concept.
Oh, Hooters. You gotta get like buffalo shrimp.
So it was
wings.
like a Hooters, but yeah, the girls were in like plaid stuff instead. It was like an Irish or a Scottish.
Hooters is
setup.
straight.
I forget what it was called. There was also a place in Wisconsin. It was called Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, I know Twin Peaks. Yeah, I know Twin Peaks.
It's such Tilted Kilt. Yeah, that's what it is.
Tilted Kid.
Tilted Kilt. Yeah, that's the. Actually, that place got shut down because people complained too much about it in the area.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, "No, we don't want this in our community or whatever."
Lame.
Very lame. Very lame.
What is it? My kitchen guy used to eat too much of my inventory. German. Yeah, that happens too. You get kitchen guys who just eat. I got oh, I almost put it on blast, but I have somebody I work with who's like that. Just crushes it all day long.
Would you rather work a Friday dinner shift in a restaurant or sort condition and store a 5-row card box?
I'd rather work the Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, Mason, we're going to put you in the kitchen. I'd rather Friday dinner shift all day long than sort condition and store 5-row. A whole box of that? No. Uh-oh.
You know what we should do?
What?
What if
Uh-oh.
What if like 4 of the Pokemon community guys did like you gave us a dish and we had to cook it and then you judged the final
that'd be
dishes
awesome.
to see who, like a cooking competition basically, but with PokeTuber guys. That'd be cool.
Awesome. I would do that.
That would be good for that big ass.
That'd be awesome.
Kitchen.
I'll rate all the food.
That'd be sick.
That would be really fun. I would just roast you guys.
And Oak could
left and right.
Oak could judge as well because he's a
Let's
kitchen
roast
guy.
him, Oak. Let's roast him. It's crazy what I don't even know how people survive.
You would just give everyone the same recipe and then we'd try to make it and it would come out like
gosh,
whatever it would come out as.
I would love that.
That'd be fun.
I should put Mason to work in the kitchen.
I could be the host for it. Go around and interview each.
Yeah, there you go. He knows.
That'd be good.
Put that ABC News to work.
that would be super fun.
We got a kitchen team right here. I'll expo the line. Who's the better expo, me or you, bro? I'm really good at expo.
Oh man,
I love Pool Father. I want to meet Pool Father too.
He's awesome.
I want to meet Oak, Pool Father. There's still I met so many people, and there's still so many people I haven't met, which is
Pool
bizarre.
Father at Card Party.
Oh, I want to go.
He's a really nice guy. Actually, I think I met him before that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's got the whiskey. Amen.
Man, there's just so many good guys in this community.
There is.
It's crazy.
It's bizarre. Because you don't find that many good people like in your day to day.
How many of you guys are actually assholes? That's what I need.
But like,
to know.
think about like your job or like wherever you go and like, there's not that many good people like you come across. And then here it's like, well, there they all are. Here's people. It's bizarre. It blows my mind. It's my favorite thing in the hobby so far.
Yeah.
I got some mileage on the expo line, but yeah, you would. I wanted to do so bad. I even had a phone set up one time where I was gonna do like POV of expo, be on expo, because you can't see any of my logos, you can't see anything, and I chicken out every time. It's not worth it for me. It's not worth the risk, but I want to do it so bad, bro.
That's that's the person at the front of the line that's like telling.
Yeah, like if you were to come to my job, you would see, because it's an open kitchen here. It's just glass right there. Yeah, you can see the whole. There's people who request those seats to see us all like working back there, whatever. Cool. But it's not cool when I'm mad. I'm like, hey, give me more stuff around my foot.
That's what's kind of fun.
That people are like, ooh, and eating. They're like, ooh, look.
That guy's like Gordon Ramsay.
It's funny. Line cooks respond with one simple command: herd. That's right. That's right. Herd is the best thing said. Dannyzar, what up, bro?
Yeah, man. All right, guys. Might wrap it up here. Good couple hours of chatting and fun.
Yeah.
Appreciate everyone being here.
Yeah, thanks to everybody stopping by.
Yeah, we had a bunch of awesome people stop in today. Oak and Polefather and Dannyzar and everybody else who came in. I appreciate you guys. Mm-hmm. Chef, thanks for being here and hanging
Absolutely.
out. And definitely check out Chef Saturday night at 11.
No, I'm going tomorrow night, 7, and I'm going Sunday at 5, eBay Live.
Switching
it up.
Friday night, 7 p.m. EST.
Yep. EST.
Sunday,
5 p.m. EST.
5 p.m. EST.
Hopefully people can catch me at that time now. It's not like midnight.
Definitely just make sure to follow him on Instagram because that he'll post everything about that for the streams. Mm-hmm. So appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Smash that save seller button. Yes.
That's right. Hit that save seller.
All right, guys. See ya.
Thank you.